Well, I mean, there's a total absence of knowledge of Catholic social ethics and Catholic social thought in most of our own institutions. And, I think there's a lot of ways we could contribute. One is by knowing better our own tradition. And I know that it sounds stereotypical, but it's true to say that in some ways Thomas Aquinas is the father of modern Catholic social thought through the medium of Leo XIII, who is unambiguously appealing to Aquinas. So knowing natural law principles and a kind of philosophical vision of the human person that's based in a more traditional account, Aristotelian or Thomistic account of the human being, and also knowing other resources in Catholic scholastic thought, that's one of the first ways to begin. But then there's just all the rich patrimony of how that's developed since Leo XIII up to the present, and knowing that thought structure, and then taking on all comers to say, rival accounts of human ethics. I think one of the things we can do is educate ourselves in our own institutions, Catholic institutions of higher learning, and Catholic institutions that are, sacerdotal, seminaries, and also in religious orders. Lay people also can make Catholic social thought more accessible. We're definitely in a time of crisis in regard to a conviction of a common moral knowledge proper to all human beings. I mean, do human beings have enough common moral knowledge that they can even, you might say, constructively debate moral ideas? There's not a lot of conviction about that. And then what comes about in its place is sort of the visceral force of intuition and self-expression. And instead of the search for a patient universal wisdom through dialogue and through reference to principles that obtain in every case, you cannot get a war of all against all in articulating as vociferously as possible one's own ersatz intuitions. In this context, a real immersion back into Catholic social doctrine and a real presentation of it to others is of a very great value. So I think CST is very timely, and I think that priests and religious and lay people who are in education can find it very helpful as a resource to ground conversations about basic moral teachings applicable to all persons.